the mood in the Cavs locker room tonight versus what you felt after Game 1?
After Game 1, I would describe it as more so desperate. I think the feeling of the one that we were supposed to have got away. This one was a bit more disappointed. I don't know that it ever felt like a close enough game to actually have within reach. One of the things that J.R. Smith said after Game 1 was that it was a bit out of reach to expect to go home up 2-0. He said, so we'll go back up or tied 1-1. Right. The expectation was that they would not only emotionally rebound, but play as well as they did against the Warriors in Game 1. And to come up so short, again, after what LeBron has said, that your mind is ready, your body is ready, the expectation is so high, and to come up so short, it was absolutely a disappointing air in that locker room.
I'm surprised, though. We still haven't heard the cliche that a series doesn't start until a team wins on the road. I mean, we need one of those at some point here, right?
I think that they feel it as well as we do, that this Warriors team is potentially just a bit out of reach.
Kristen, you know, with LeBron, he was still really good tonight. I wonder at what point, you know, we start to see that he's not actually superhuman. He just looks like it on most nights, because even though, you know, nearly a triple-double tonight, but the weight and how much he has to carry, as you heard Kenny and Isaiah and Grant talking about in the last post-game show, just how much he has to carry on every single possession.
Well, I'm not banking on LeBron looking anything but superhuman anytime soon. If this Warriors team is a bit out of reach, LeBron James, as a superhuman, has always been out of reach. So until we see him be any less than that, I'm not banking on him being anything other than that. But that was one of the things that the Cavalier teammates were talking about as they were getting dressed and addressing the media in the locker room just now. One of the things that George Hill said was that LeBron James is a machine, but we've got to figure out ways to come around him both offensively and defensively. We've got to find other ways to contribute.
Now, I'm being told that we are live without any sort of delay system here, so I'm asking you to probably censor what you experienced and is going around the internet right now with Tristan Thompson leaving his post-game press conference, which was at his locker inside the Cavs locker room.
I could repeat it and use a phrase he often used, but replace the word with puppy. No, we're not going to go that direction. I will tell you, though, that Tristan was not only extremely frustrated with his own play, but his teammates' play on the floor. They failed to meet the team's expectations for the Game 2. But he was asked, and I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm going to look at my notes here. He was asked about his defensive matchup, asked about when he switched on to defending Steph Curry, if he feels helpless. He said no. He emphasized no. He emphasized that it was a stupid puppy question, and he made his way on out of that press conference. So he was not interested in addressing the media any further. So disappointment, I think, is absolutely the air of the locker room, but Tristan was downright frustrated.
Hashtag puppy.
You're welcome.
I thought you were more of a cat person, though. I mean,
I don't want them correlated with anything negative.
Gotcha. I gotcha. That's a good point. Okay, let's advance this forward here. Obviously, the Cavs have done a good job of kind of digging out of holes in the past, coming out of adversity on the right side of things, and just like in the Eastern Conference Finals, down 2-0, and they've been down 2-0 3 straight years now to the Warriors in the finals here. What do you think, what is your sense on how much we'll hear change is in the air for the Cavs moving forward before Wednesday night?
They do an excellent job, not just physically, but mentally rebounding from losses. I've seen it year after year after year, and the only time that I've seen it look as though they perhaps could not mentally rebound from a loss was in January, a regular season game against the Golden State Warriors, and I walked into that locker room, listened to what they had to say, and walked out and said to myself, that Cavalier team as we know it is probably done. And within a few weeks, most of the guys in Cavalier uniforms had been traded, and now we have an entirely new team out here facing the Golden State Warriors yet again. So the only time, like I said, that I didn't see them with that mental fortitude to be able to move past a loss was then, and there were changes made immediately. Of course, changes like that cannot be made during the middle of the NBA Finals, so I think we're going to hear a lot in the next 48 hours as these guys continue not only to shake off a loss, but to address the media that there's change coming.
Although that didn't prevent Jared Dudley and C.J. McCollum from having a Twitter conversation for all of us to see about where LeBron will end up this summer. they had those words. We'll continue to have words as we thank Kristen Ledlow for her coverage from the Cavs locker room. Lee Ellis is going to come up and do some NBA fashion with us.
Man, okay, well, wow.
do you think?
I guess you guys saved the best for the B block.
Yeah, what do you think about the shorts there, Kristen?
I'm into it. I am with Adam Silver when he says LeBron James is fashion. If he wears it, it's in.
All right.